All right, we're back. Welcome to the last Coffee with Carlsen. I know, right? Thankfully we had this. You know, our school was canceled today because of weather, and just till 11. Student athletes just till 11. You must go after 11. But super proud of everybody showing up today. I haven't done my top favorite things this year. I used to do that back in the day, so I'm kind of impromptu right now and make this up as I go along. My top 5 things in February: number 1, the weather. Okay. Number 2, texting Coach Carlsen at 5 in the morning about whether we're going to have this event or not. Okay. Number 3, then calling Coach Carlsen because there's too many texts that are going on to see if she's going to practice and how they're going to get to Miami today and etc. Number 4, then texting Coach Sutt that yes, we are having Coffee with Carlsen. And then after telling her we're having Coffee with Carlsen, telling her that after this I'm moving to somewhere south. I'm kidding, of course. And then lastly, texting Melissa saying that she is going to make it because her flight was canceled to wherever awesome location she was going today. So
just one day.
It was probably going to Cleveland somewhere. But so again, welcome everybody. I'm super happy and proud that we have such resilient fans. I'm so glad you all made it. So we have a lot of things coming up. There's a tons of stuff on your table. For Sally, she can take all the things she wants with her. Lots of things going on. First of all, this weekend is super important. We have a doubleheader this weekend. It's Cram the Combo. I don't know if you've seen this, but this is what you get. Right? First 1,000 for each game. First 1,000 for each game, you get the bobblehead. I thought it was going to be Sean Frazier. It isn't. So that'd be pretty fun. How many of you guys would want a Lisa Carlsen bobblehead, right? Raise your hand. That's funny, isn't it? I think that's really, yes. I think that's funny. I think we're going to do that. But today it's Victory, or Saturday it's Victory. So first 1,000 fans, get there early. Neat. Okay. Also, it's pink game for, yes ma'am. Oh wow, questions for me.
All the doors, or do we have to in the main door?
Got that, Tyler? Multiple doors, please.
Yeah, they're going to have multiple.
Perfect. And the south lobby. All right. So yes, 6-man grill. So come to 6-man grill. Get your Sean Frazier. Victory Husky bobblehead. All right. It's pink day. Pink game. It's pink game. So we're pink. Kids are wearing pink, and we're going to break the pink outfit, pink uniform situation. Right. We won't talk about it, but the kids are going to wear pink. There's also a Friday night clinic for kids. It's free. It's donations are accepted for the Play for K Foundation. So if you have children, grandchildren, whatever, it is Friday night. I believe you have to sign up online. Coach is also doing the Play for K free throw challenge. She sent that out in her email this week or last week. Sent it out again. Did you send it out yesterday too? It's also in yesterday's email. So take a look. It's all about how many free throws we make, and we make a lot. And Michaela's going to get to the line a lot on Saturday and make a lot of free throws. So chip in. It's a good cause. All right. I can cram the combo. Bobblehead talked about that. And then Monday, super secret, not really, but Monday the 18th we have the makeup game against Western Michigan. Remember we had to cancel that because of multiple weather issues. So please, Monday night, your tickets will work. Although they say January 30th on it, it's meant to be February 18th, Monday night. Oh my, so lots of upcoming events. Still time to try courtside seats. Cohen has courtside seats, he loves them. The kids sweat on him. The officials, the balls come flying at you. You have to pay attention to the game. It's super fun. Michaela is going to high-five everyone during the game on Saturday. She's down there. I'm kidding. She's not going to do that, but that'd be funny. So try it. It's $20 a game. I know you already have season tickets, but something to try. Radio show. I haven't seen anyone there yet. Thursday night, 7 o'clock. No one has taken me up on the free drink. I'm going to take it personally soon. Thursday, Rosati's. Although Cohen was there last week, and I did not buy you a drink, so I apologize. I should have. But he didn't stay for the show. He left right when the show started, so it was a little transitional thing. Golf tournament still going on in June. It will not be snowing in June, I guarantee it. Senior night, super special. We have one senior this year. She's going to talk to you here in a minute. But it's March 6th, so I know bring a friend, bring a family member, bring anyone. It's a super great night for Michaela, and I really want to make sure we have people there celebrating her. Victory Ball's coming up, our big fundraiser for the year. So it's April 27th. More information on that coming up soon. Taking too much time here. We are going to have the finale of Coffee with Carlsen because this is actually the 5 show. We usually have a number 6 show in March, but instead of having Coffee with Carlsen in March, what are we doing? Playing postseason, right? Yes. So we don't have a Coffee with Carlsen in March, but we will have a banquet for women's basketball. So that'll kind of be the finale. Likely we're going to have it here because Bill's such a great supporter of ours. Gymnastics, MAC Championship, March 23rd. I've talked about that before, but please put that on your calendars. That's a super great event for us. And MAC Championship Week. So right now, if you guys are on social media at all, the MAC is putting out lots of information about if the tournament started today, right? If postseason started today, where would NIU be? For both men and women are out there. We would be 5th right now. And that would mean we'd have a playing game on that Monday night, March 11th. So there's a little thing on your table that says something's coming March 11th, and it's something's coming might be a game, home game. So we just really want to push that out now. Make sure we have as many people there. It's a big deal. We win that game, we go to Cleveland. So just pay attention to that. So again, really appreciate everyone being here. I know the weather's been a challenge, but we're all tough, resilient, and what's the hardworking or something? Is that the 3 things? And really do appreciate it. Coach Carlsen's going to come up and introduce our wonderful guest, Michaela Boyd. So let's go. Coach Carlsen, thanks.
Good morning, everyone. I want to reiterate my thanks as well for being here. I know that it seems like every morning when I wake up, I'm scared to pick up my phone and see whether classes are going to be in session, they're not be in session. I still have a couple of kids at home that hope that they never have to go to school, but they do today, so that's good. But I do appreciate you guys weathering the situation outside and being here. You know, it's crazy to think that this is the last one. I think I said at the very first Coffee with Carlsen this year how much fun this event is for me. I think it's a great opportunity to get together again with the faithful that means so much to our program. And to think that we've gotten close or come to the end of that is time flies when you're having fun. You may have noticed in the last few games especially, and I probably should have said this prior to, but Deborah mentioned that we will be wearing pink on Saturday. February for women's basketball is kind of an entire month of essentially breast cancer awareness. It's a national movement. The Play for K Foundation, Coach Kay Yao was the coach at NC State for a long, long time, and she battled through breast cancer a couple different times. And so it's really the Women's Basketball Coaches Association foundation of choice when it comes to promoting awareness and raising funds for breast cancer. And it's really become quite a big month and event. If you turn on the TV at any time and watch any women's basketball games during the month, you'll see a lot of pink in the stands. I actually had the pleasure of going to the Notre Dame game the other day, and they had a whole line of survivors march out with the football team with a tribute at halftime. And every place you go does it a little bit different. So regardless of how closely cancer has touched you personally, think about that, especially during the month of February, and especially at the game on Saturday, as all of us, I know, have had that touch us in a lot of different ways. We also, in the Bowling Green game, I don't know if you noticed, we wore green. Not the players didn't wear green necessarily jerseys, but they had green shoestrings in. The coaches wore green. And actually, that's a recognition of mental health awareness. This is actually, by the MAC, Mental Health Awareness Week. And I know that Michaela has green on today. Any of you who follow us on social media, when you see our picture today, as we prepare to go to Miami, everybody will have green on. That's our theme for today. But again, another initiative really powered by the MAC as far as how it affects all of us, but especially how it affects student athletes and the things that they talk about in a summit that they just got done with. So we wore green against Bowling Green. So if you were wondering why, I know I almost always wear red at home, Sally, so I apologize. I will be wearing pink on Saturday, and I wore pink against Bowling Green, but Rest assured, I will have red on most of the time.
Strange that
I
you
know.
green when you play bowling green.
That is true. That was not intentional, but that is true. That is strange. Let's talk basketball. So we've played 9 games since the last time we got together. 4 of them have been at home and 5 have been on the road. And again, when I think about talking about a game that happened in early January, how far this team has come. You know, some of the things when I look at the games that we've played and the teams that we've played, both then and recently, I think the evolution of this team becomes pretty apparent to me when I think about how much we've grown in accepting and excelling in our roles. I said this to the team the other day, and we've gotten beat by some pretty good teams, and we've been pretty resilient against some pretty good teams, both on the road and at home. And I think the difference in us winning and losing, to be honest with you, with this squad right now is the acceptance and the excelling in each role that is given to each player. And that's obviously more than just the 5 players that start the game and more than just the 5 players that are on the floor at any one time. But I think about situations, especially during this 3-game win streak that we're on right now, where kids have stepped on the floor, even if it's for a very short amount of time, and really given us what it is their strength is on this basketball team. You know, I remember Nene stepping on the floor against Ball State and hitting a big 3. You know, it's something that she knows we need her to do when she's on the floor. If they're going to leave her open from 3, she's got to knock that down. I remember Abby having an awesome game against Bowling Green when Allie was in foul trouble, and she steps on the floor, plays extended minutes in the first half, and ends up with I think a double-double in the first half because she knew she came in and what she needed to do for us to be successful. Pauline is somebody else who understands when she comes in what I need her to do. Yesterday, we were in practice, and John said, you see this basketball, anytime you touch it and they're not guarding you, you need to shoot it. And so that understanding of that is her strength. She's a great shooter, especially from behind the arc, and understanding that that's what we need her to do. Take care of the basketball and score the basketball from outside the arc. So when I think about those key players for us, again, a lot of the attention gets put on our 5 starters or our 6 or 7 that are in the rotation that play extended minutes. But I think our success is due to, especially as of late, due to understanding roles and really excelling those roles. And anytime you can do that, the likelihood of you playing your best basketball towards the end of the season is really good, and that's what you want. We're a little bit more than halfway through the conference season. Deborah mentioned that now is when people want to start talking about seeding and things for the conference tournament. And although that still seems so far away, I think we have learned a lot, you know, in the first 9 or 10 games that we've played, and understanding how important that seed can be, and really understanding how important it is to be playing your best basketball. And I think all of those things hold true. A couple of league stats I want to update you on because I think it's kind of fun. We still are number 2 in the MAC in scoring at almost 79 points a game. Last 2 games have helped that. You know, we went through a little bit of a lull there where I felt like we were getting really good shots. Didn't shoot it at the percentage that we thought we should. I know that makes John lose sleep at night, so he's done a great job of really kind of tweaking things a little bit and getting us back on track offensively. I know the kids feel good about, especially in the Bowling Green game in the second half. I know all of you were there where the ball really started going in the basket, especially from behind the arc. We feel like that's a strength of ours, and we went through a time there where we weren't necessarily shooting it very well from 3-point range, so we feel a lot better about that. But we are number 2 in the MAC in scoring still. We are number 1 in defensive rebounds and number 3 in offensive rebounds. And I will tell you from a rebounding standpoint, I always kind of laugh at that because every time I do like the pregame radio show or even postgame sometimes I say, you know, we're never the biggest team on the floor. You know, we're always undersized, and we're definitely not the thickest team ever. And so when I think about that and think about the success that we've had from a rebounding standpoint, really what that tells me is that's a determination and a guts stat. You know, the team knows, the players know how important that is to our success, as it is on every team, but especially for us because we like to get up and down. If we don't rebound the basketball, it makes it a lot more difficult, obviously, for us to do that. So they understand how important it is. Yet we're not always the biggest, and we're not always the strongest, maybe, on the floor. Yet those statistics will tell you that we're still getting the job done. So I think that's kind of fun. In a little bit, I'll get a chance to introduce Michaela, but she right now sits at number 2 in scoring at 20-something a game. Number 3 in three-point field goal percentage at 40%, and number 1 in threes made per game. So, as you would expect your senior leader to do, she leads us in a ton of different ways and a ton of different categories, but those just put her on the map as far as other really good players in the MAC, especially other really good guards. So it's nice to see those numbers. And then Allie Mae is number 4 in rebounding. She's another player that when I think about how vital she is to our success, she has a great understanding of what we need her to do on the floor. And again, she's not always going to score at a high clip, but she absolutely understands that we need her to defend in the post and rebound the basketball. And she's done a tremendous job of that. Another interesting fact, and I was just looking at this yesterday because I couldn't help myself. I looked at one of the bracketology predictions that they have out now. And right now they have 3 teams in the MAC going to the NCAA tournament, which would be unprecedented. We have, I think there's another graphic out that says there's probably 6 teams with less than 100 RPI, which I know that's kind of complicated, 7 teams. But really, if you can keep your RPI under 100, you're going to have an opportunity to go to postseason, whether it be in the NCAA tournament or the WNIT, which is always our goal. So those kind of things are interesting to look at right now when you're about halfway through the conference season, because people really start thinking about big picture. As much as we try not to in the locker room, it's hard not to look at some of the things that are out there and kind of put yourself in where you feel like you belong. So right now, Ohio, Central, and Buffalo all have below 35 RPIs, I think, which is it'd be really hard to keep them out of the tournament with that kind of number. Of course, we would like to hand Central one more loss. We get one more shot at them. We don't get another shot at Buffalo and Ohio right now, but that's okay. How many of you were able to be at Six-Man Grill the last time? Remember? How did Adam do? Tell me how he did. Did he do a great job? That's good. I know he enjoyed that. He said he would do that for me. Anytime I needed him to, I knew he would do a great job. So I was able to meet with a group upstairs, a group called Gather. I know many of you are familiar with that, but we had an event upstairs, so I could be in 2 places at one time, so I appreciate Adam filling in, and I knew he would do a great job. All right. So today we are leaving for Miami, and we get an opportunity to go play the Red Hawks tomorrow night. They are they're going to vie for being for sure one of the best teams in the East. They're 8-2 right now in the league. As we well know, one of those losses was to open the MAC season right here in DeKalb, and so I'm sure they haven't forgot about that. Miami is probably the best defensive team in the league. I think I said that when we played them. I still say it now. And what we were able to do the first time around is we had great balance. I think we had 6 kids scoring double figures in that game. And so it's going to take that kind of effort again because they're not going to give you anything easy. We feel good about our opportunity going to Miami. And again, it would be a game, especially on their home court, that would really make things interesting, to say the least. And then I know Deborah talked a lot about Saturday. There's so much going on, but the most important thing for us is that it's an opportunity to get Toledo on our home court. There's no love lost there, obviously, for Toledo at any level in any sport. But they have a great program, and it's our first opportunity to play them. We'll play them here at home, and then we'll get an opportunity in a few weeks to go to their place. And again, it's a team that is really fighting for the same things that we're fighting for on our side. So that'll be really exciting. I always keep my injury update on here. It still says 11 strong, so nothing has changed there, which is great. If we can stay at 11 strong, that's how we'll finish the season. And with that, I will open it up to any questions that you have before I introduce our next guests. Bob.
When number 1 came in last Saturday, or the last game, she made a world of difference.
Erin. Yes. Yes.
Just amazing. Shut her down completely.
Absolutely. And again, it's funny that you say that because I think that is, again, the epitome of understanding what we need from Erin. Erin is a completely different, especially on the defensive end, is a completely different player than anybody else we have. She's one of the best on-ball defenders we have, and her length really causes problems for people. So in preparation, it's funny, in preparation for Miami, if you remember, they have a little point guard that's really good, Lauren Dickerson. And Maya did a great job on her the first time, but Maya was in foul trouble. And then Erin came in and was really able to do a good job defensively on her. What we ask of Erin is for her to play defense a lot of times on anybody 1 through 4. She'll play defense on a forward if we feel like we need to keep the ball out of somebody's hands, or she can play defense, obviously, on the point guard. And so her versatility, again, especially on the defensive end, that's so true, adds a whole different dynamic for us. Anybody else? All right. Well, I get the pleasure of introducing first Michaela Voigt. She doesn't need any introduction. You know, one of the most decorated players in recent history, obviously, for us. Our lone senior this year, but the pleasure of having the opportunity to coach her for the last 4. I could stand up here and talk about that all day. You know, somebody that has eclipsed the 1,500 point mark, which is no easy task, and she'll have more, obviously, to add on there. She holds the NIU record and MAC record for most threes in a game with 11. She also holds a single game scoring record for 52 against Western Illinois earlier in the season. A 4-year starter, a captain. She represents us on the MAC SAC board. She's a board member. She's a member of Lead Huskies. She does a lot of different things. You know, the thing, again, that I love the most about Mick is, I mean, I obviously love when she scores the basketball. Let's not think that's not a big deal. It is. But if you could pick somebody that you wanted to lead your team, not statistically, but lead your team from a captain leadership standpoint, you couldn't get anybody better than what she's been able to do. And that's not just as a senior. That's really been consistent for the last 4 years. And maybe the most important and fun thing is she's going to be a future awesome nurse. She's almost at the end of the road and ready to go out into the real world and help a ton of people. So I don't want to steal too much of her thunder. I've asked her to come up and talk a little bit about really her journey and her last 4 years here at NIU. Michaela Voigt.
Okay, so first, like Coach said, green mental health is something that the NCAA and the MAC have put a lot of emphasis on this year in terms of protecting our student athletes. A lot of times with athletics, we focus on kind of the physical struggles we go through, and we don't always think about how mentally draining sports can be. So that's something that's really important to the MAC and NCAA, and then also to me. So that's why I'm wearing green. And then I know Deborah and Coach also mentioned the pink game, and I would encourage everyone to come to that game and wear pink. It's always an emotional day for me. My grandma had breast cancer, beat it, and then unfortunately it came back and ended up metastasizing and taking her life. So it's something that is really, really close to my family, and it's always a great game, and we're going to break that pink jersey curse this year. Okay. So Coach asked me to reflect on my journey, and it was hard. I hadn't really thought about it yet. I can't believe that I'm a senior already, and I can't believe that I only have 9 more guaranteed games left in a Husky uniform. That's 8 regular season and 1 postseason. Season's hard. I try to take it one day at a time, but as I have begun to look back at my journey here, I've realized there's things I won't miss. Sorry, Coach, I'm not going to miss 6 a.m. timed miles. I'm not going to miss running 6 sprints in 38 seconds, although I feel like I've gotten very good at it over the past 4 years. Yet, despite all those things that I don't necessarily enjoy doing at the time, I know that those are the things that lead to the things I will miss, like celebrating big wins in a locker room with my teammates, or just hanging out with my teammates. Something I would tell younger players is that you might not always enjoy everything that you have to do at the time, but just know that in the end, hard work pays off, period. One of Deborah's favorite sayings. And that in the end, it's all worth it. All the bumps, the bruises, the aches, pains, tears, and sacrifice, it's all going to be worth it. Basketball has brought me lifelong friends and many valuable lessons that will lead me into the next chapter of my life. I can only hope that I have impacted NIU, even a fraction of how it's impacted me. This is my 2nd year serving this team as a captain, and one of the things I was a part of last year with the other captains was to develop a mission statement for NIU women's basketball. This is the first thing that you'll see if you walk into our locker room, and it's the last thing you will hear the team say before we leave to take the floor on game day. This is how it goes. Every day, we will stand united to achieve our common goals. We will take pride in not doing anything for the individual self, but rather for the person standing next to us. We will remain open-minded to our roles, instruction from our coaches, and when our teammates hold us accountable. It may not always be easy, and it might not always go our way, but we will control what we can control: our energy, our attitude, and our effort. With full determination and consistent mental toughness, we will fight until the final buzzer sounds. Unity, selflessness, open-mindedness, determination, mental toughness. This is us, this is our everyday, and this is Huskies women's basketball. At that, I'll have to have one of the coaches or Quinn record the team saying that, and maybe we can get that out on social media, because it really is an awesome thing to hear every teammate say. At the heart of that mission statement and the program is 5 core values: unity, selflessness, open-mindedness, determination, and mental toughness. These are 5 core values that my time at NIU has been built around. It has brought success both on and off the court. It has brought a WNIT postseason bid and a banner. It has brought buzzer beaters and overtime wins. And I firmly believe it is what will bring us the MAC championship this year. This program and this coaching staff have adopted these values and held us as players to the standards off the court as well. We have continuously excelled in a variety of difficult majors. I know Coach mentioned mine's nursing. It's definitely not an easy one, but I'm so glad that I have the opportunity to go ahead and become a future nurse. I know Paulina, who's here today, she's pre-PT still. Yeah, well, she is still, kind of. And Courtney is as well. I know we have occupational therapy, marketing, accounting, very difficult majors, and people are all doing well. So the first core value is unity. My time here at NIU, I have been lucky enough to make lifelong friends and build relationships with extremely talented people. When I think of one person in particular, I think of Paulina. She is someone that I admire, her courage and her strength. She beat cancer. That's just incredible. And in less than a year, she was back on the court draining threes in people's faces, mine included in practice. Selflessness. As a team, there's nothing better than going out on the court with your family every single day. And we know that. We are thankful that every day we have the ability and opportunity to practice and play together. It's a I get to do this mentality, not a I have to do this mentality. Open-mindedness. A lot of times coaches have a lot of different instruction for you. And sometimes, you're one injury away from having a completely different role. That's what happened last year. I know I had to transition from the off guard to the point. It was something that was extremely difficult for me to do because I personally didn't believe it's what my skill set was most valuable to. But I did the best that I could, and I know that my teammates picked up the slack where I couldn't do it. Determination and mental toughness. These are the last 2 core values, and I really believe that they go together. It's not easy. If you're down 5 with 2 minutes to go, you really got to lock in on defense and hit some big shots. Mental toughness. No excuses, period. There really aren't any excuses. In my 4 years here, there have been really long days. There have been mornings where I haven't necessarily wanted to get up and go lift. I know in the summer we do shooting challenges that require us to get in the gym and shoot a lot of shots. I choose to get up early so I don't have to fight people for the shooting gun. That's the machine that passes the balls out for you because, don't really like rebounding my misses. So I haven't always wanted to do that, but I know that in the end, it's all going to be worth it. And I think that's something, that drive and that determination, that's what's going to make me successful in life. There are so many people who have supported me along the way and made this journey possible. First, I want to thank the fans and the season ticket holders and everyone here today for your continual support and all your cheers throughout the years. Thank you to NIU for the education and allowing me to represent this university. Thank you to my family, especially my parents for, everything. Thank you to my teammates who have made these the best 4 years of my life. Thank you to Quinn for making sure we're always fed. Chrissy for always having the practice players ready to go. And the managers for all they do. Thank you to Phil for all the tape jobs and making sure that I'm able to run up and down the court. Thank you to Coach Maria for showing me the importance and impact of a positive attitude. Thank you to Coach Adam for teaching me it's always about maximizing my potential, not just on the court, not just in the classroom, but in life. Thank you to Coach John for 1, always putting up with me in individuals, and 2, always believing in me even when I don't always believe in myself. And finally, thank you to Coach Carlsen for giving me this amazing opportunity. With all that being said, I still have at least 9 games left. And I don't plan on it just being 9 games. I really do believe that this team is a MAC championship and NCAA team. I would never have imagined that I would have had the individual successes that I've had throughout my career. I never saw myself as a 1,000-point career scorer. But there's still unfinished business. I want to help give my teammates and this program a MAC championship. As some of you may know, my hashtag this year is Play to be Remembered. To me, that means leaving the program a better place than when I started it 4 years ago. It's given so much to me that I can't help but want to give it my all and leave it all out on the floor. I can't imagine having my basketball career anywhere else. I have grown as an athlete, as a student, and as a person. The standards and values of NIU women's basketball have been my everyday for the past 4 years, and they will continue to be my everyday for the rest of my life. Unity, selflessness, open-mindedness, determination, mental toughness. This is us, this is our everyday, and this is Huskies women's basketball.
All right, Kim, you get to follow that girl. Oh, it is my pleasure to introduce our golf coach, Kim Kester. It's hard to think about golf right now when I look outside, but I know that they get the opportunity to get out of here and go play golf very soon, which I'm sure she's looking forward to. How many years, Kim? This is year 6? 7. This is year 7. All right, time flies when we're having fun. We never hold it against her that she's a rocket. We love her anyway. Kim Kester.
You know, you'd think the rocket stuff would fade after time, but it stays with me. Hi. It doesn't get old. It's just always a reminder of you stay in the same conference, you're going to hear about it all the time. So I'm upset I'm going to miss this week. I always love seeing the Toledo NIU because it always comes down usually to one of the last plays. So, but best of luck and thanks again for having me. We just started our season. We're fall and a spring sport, so our fall ended at the end of October. The fall, we pretty much stay in the Midwest area, except our last event, we got to go to California to UC Irvine's event. The big thing from the fall is we won the Illinois State Redbird Invitational. So we started out the year there, got a win early, and it definitely gave us a lot of momentum to start the season. But really, our main season is the spring. That's our championship segment. And we just were down in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, which is just south of Tampa, competing in a match play event. So for you that don't know what match play is, it's basically you against the playing competitor in your group. You're basically playing one-on-one. Whoever wins a hole gets a point. If you have it, no points given. So we definitely got a lot of the winter cobwebs out down there. And we found a lot of things that we need to work on moving forward for the remainder of the spring. But ended up taking 4th out of 12 down there. So wasn't terrible, just wasn't what we really wanted. So this week we leave Thursday. We're going down to Georgia, and we're playing in Mercer's event. So basically starting Thursday, we'll be on the road almost for 11 days straight. We come back to DeKalb for about 30 hours within 11 days. So we go Mercer, and then we go to Arizona. Obviously warm places, which is nice. However, I think the whole United States is under cold. So I think our temperatures for the next 2 events are around 60 degrees, but It's a little bit better than this white stuff out there. Season's looking good. I mean, I feel like a broken record every single time I come up here with, looking at our MAC championship. Kent State's the team to beat. They're ranked 10th in the country right now. So we have to put almost 3 perfect rounds together. We're ranked 123 roughly right now. So just working hard toward that. And with each event that we have, we're going to get better, and we're going to see what we need to work on for that event in April. We have 2 players, Brielle Ward and Lauren Engel, who are right now in the looks of making an all-MAC team. And then our freshman Eric Coe has the potential to be freshman of the year. It's going to come down to her and the Kent State freshmen. So overall, we got a great team. They kill it in the classroom. They're 3.6 GPA. Love doing community service. But overall, it's been a good start. And I think the season's going to be bright for us. We just got to get a couple things worked out. Short game, obviously, with being inside. But we're really excited how the rest of this spring is going to go. Thank you. Oh, yeah. March 2nd, fundraiser dinner at Naperville Country Club. Whoever wants to attend, let me know. It's both men's and women's golf. It's a fun time. Thanks, Fred.
All right. Thanks, Kim.
Yeah, maybe. She said she'd do a tennis.
You need me to do a tennis update? Or?
Tennis update, yes. Unfortunately.
They won one in Wisconsin. They lost one in Wisconsin.
Right. Unfortunately, Coach Mahafu couldn't make it today due to the weather. So she has some home. I believe the schedules are on your table as far as competitions, home and away, and we play oftentimes in Aurora and or Rockford for our indoor competitions, and obviously here at NIU when the weather's great. Interestingly enough, tennis has a very strict weather policy. I think you can't play if it's less than 50 degrees. To me, seems pretty balmy, but that's just a rule. So we thank her for her contribution, and again, the schedules are on there, and she regrets not being able to be here today. I'm assuming we had no questions for Kim. I mean, she just busted out of here like she didn't want to answer a single question.
Answer any question. Heading to the right, your club face is open.
Yeah, she also gives free lessons. Not
Is there
free.
any questions?
Not yet.
Where's the MAC championship this year?
MAC Championships down at Purgatory in Noblesville, Indiana.
That
So
sounds like my golf game.
Yeah, it's a neutral site. We've been there before. Almost like a lake style, wide open course, big greens, a lot of long grass, bunkers. So
You don't need a starter.
I don't know. Central Michigan's the host this year. We got the host last year. We're done with that for 10 years. Thank goodness.
All right. Thanks, Kim. All right. Raffle time. Raffle time. Michaela. Come on, girl. I'm going to pick 5 starters here.
That's too much pressure.
It's not pressure. I do it. Well, no. You pick it. You have to pick it. Yeah, I call it out. That's the way it goes. All right. See if I can read it. 955898. Hey, Sandy Kelly. Check. Of course, it's a really good odds. Folks are going to win today. You pick the next one. Sorry. All right. Oh, man. This is going to be interesting. 955899.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that happened. That just happened. That was on Michaela, by the way. You get another one. Yep. Okay. Apparently, you need to show up with Sandy Kelly.
I have 3 pairs. Does that help?
955907. 907. Yes. Get you a prize, girl. Go ahead. 955911. Donna Martin. She has lacking NIU gear, so that's good for her. Get it done, girl. Maybe some golf stuff up there for you. All right. 955893. 893. Anybody? 893. Sir, I think you've won before. Yeah, I bet you have. Yes? Do the thing. All right, so super special awesomeness for today, last Coffee with Carlsen. If you happen to not win today and you want a Coffee with Carlsen shirt, go get you one for coming today. So if you don't have a Coffee with Carlsen shirt already and you didn't win the raffle, feel free to go back and get yourself a shirt. Obviously, you already have one, ma'am.
I do.
You're wearing it today.
But I have
So
2
not,
5s, 2 9s, and 2 zeros on it.
but you didn't win. So, okay. Thank you so much. Again, our next game is on Saturday, 1 o'clock. We're pink. And then Monday night, please come see us play Western. Don't forget the next one is the 27th. That's the midweek. And then Senior Day, right? So that's pretty exciting. So I'm sure everybody's going to be memorizing the women's basketball mission statement and be able to chant that on Senior Day. I believe she has it laminated over there. So I don't know. She read it off. She said it like she knew it. All right, didn't have to read that one. But there it is right there if you want to take a little snap of it before you go and memorize that for March 6th. So thanks so much for coming. Really do appreciate it. And go Huskies.